Of emotion led to a bold statement from some officers at attendance at the funeral. WREG's Adam Hammond is live from Bellevue Baptist Church in Cordova with that portion of our team coverage. Adam.
Hey Claudia, this was the scene of a lot of emotion here today as friends, family, and the law enforcement community, hundreds of officers joined here at Bellevue Baptist Church in Cordova to remember Officer Sean Bolton. And we've heard about what a hero Officer Bolton is. He died in the line of duty. He's a Marine. He was a Marine veteran who served in Iraq, but we also got a taste of what kind of person he is from his pastor who spoke here today. He said he was a gentle giant, a very easygoing, fun-loving person who even liked to wear pink socks. That got some chuckles, as you can imagine. He also said that Officer Bolton had a servant's heart. He was a servant since the time he was a little Cub Scout here in Memphis. But there were some tense moments here too at Bellevue Baptist Church during the funeral service. As the mayor of Memphis took the podium, at least 70 police officers walked out of the funeral for Officer Bolton. They walked out as the mayor started to speak, and as soon as Mayor Warden ended his part and Director Tony Armstrong began speaking, they returned. Later in the program, an officer spoke about how cuts in pay and benefits did not keep Officer Bolton from doing his job. Now, following the funeral service, a procession all through town that went down 240. It led Officer Sean Bolton to his final resting place. A sea of officers there, family and friends would pay their respect from Bellevue Baptist Church onto the interstate and then to 385, where they were met by dozens of supporters you may see in this video right here, lining the roadway to support Officer Bolton before finally arriving at the West Tennessee Veterans Cemetery on Forest Hill Irene Road, where he was laid to rest. And that's where WREG's Stephanie Skurlock joins us now. She's been out there for that burial. What have you seen today, Stephanie? Thank you so much, Stephanie. It is a horrible event, but it's so nice to see families out there like that paying their respects. And I can tell you from my Facebook page, people have been posting since this happened. They are devastated. There's a sense of mourning here in our community, and a lot of people want to know what they can do to help. Many people couldn't come out here to the funeral today or the visitation last night, but the Memphis Police Association is giving you an opportunity to help Officer Bolton's family. Go ahead and take a look at your screen right here. Donations can be made at SunTrust Bank under the Sean Bolton Fund. The Police Association will also hold a donation rally this Friday in the Wolf Chase area. They're looking for volunteers to help with collections for that, and a rally will be held in the parking lot of Bed Bath & Beyond. The time has not been announced just yet, but of course we will bring you that information as soon as we know, because we know you maybe want to volunteer, you want to go out there, but you definitely want to take part. And it was best put by Officer Tony Armstrong today when he spoke here at Bellevue Baptist Church. He said anyone who feels protected in Memphis should thank officers like Officer Bolton, and his name should be etched in their heart. From Cordova, I'm Adam Hammond, WREG News Channel 3.
All right, thank you, Adam.
WREG's Adam Hammond is at Bellevue Baptist Church in Cordova right now, where hundreds are remembering Officer Bolton. Adam.
Alex, this funeral has been underway for about 45 minutes here at Bellevue, and the outpouring from the community is huge here. There are so many people who have come out to pay their respects to Officer Bolton and show his family their support, but also the law enforcement community. If you just walk around the parking lot here, you'll see tags from all over the Mid-South. I saw some from as far away as Louisiana. Let's go ahead and take a look inside Bellevue Baptist Church. I think we have a live look inside there now. Last I saw, they were doing a song in memory of Officer Bolton. Just a few minutes ago, Director Tony Armstrong wrapped up talking. He had a very heartfelt, emotional speech right off the cuff. It was tough. It was a tough speech, but he was emotional and displayed a lot of vulnerability in that. Said he was supposed to write a speech for the occasion, but he said he owed Sean more than a speech. He said he was there to deliver a message. He wanted to deliver a message that law enforcement was here to help the community, not hurt the community. And when other people ran away from dark corners, law enforcement were the ones who ran to dark corners. He said he has a heavy heart, and he asked God why 3 officers have been taken in the last 4 years. You can imagine for the law enforcement community here how tough it is to know that you leave home in the morning, you go out to do your job, and there is a chance that you may never come home. that has been on full display here this afternoon, and it's a message that's resonating with a lot of people. Let's take a look at the procession map. We're going to pull that up on your screen right now for you. Once they leave here at Bellevue Baptist Church in about an hour and a half or 2 hours, this is the procession route that they're going to take out to the West Memphis Veteran Cemetery in Collierville. It's important to note that Officer Bolton was not just a Memphis police officer, he was a Marine veteran. He served a tour in Iraq before he came back here to Memphis to serve in his hometown being a police officer. His father was a Marine, and he wanted to follow in his father's footsteps to do that. Director Armstrong in his speech said that a lot of his fellow Marines could rest easy knowing when Officer Bolton was on watch in Iraq, and here people in Memphis could sleep easy knowing that he was on patrol. Of course, he is remembered as being a very gentle man. And speaking of gentle, a lot of the emotion we've seen from fellow officers who are tough guys, it has been overwhelming as well. Let's take some video from those officers last night. They created a sea of blue for Officer Bolton. That's when they get in their squad cars, their patrol cars, they turn the lights on and they rode around the 240 loop. It's really an amazing sight to see, and that was last night after the visitation. We're going to stay here at Bellevue. We're going to bring you the latest throughout this funeral service this afternoon. It's going to last about 2 hours, as we said. Mayor Wharton has spoken. We've already heard from Director Armstrong, and a representative from Congressman Cohen's office is expected to speak in just a little bit. From Bellevue Baptist Church in Cordova, I'm Adam Heyman, WREG News Channel 3. Alex?
Hi, Claudia. The church is pretty empty now, but this was a completely different scene just a few hours ago. Hundreds of law enforcement officers from all across the Mid-South were here to pay their respect to Officer Bolton and also show their respect to his family. I saw some tags from as far away as Louisiana, people really coming out to support the fallen officer. I was sitting on the balcony here in the church looking down over that sea of hundreds of officers dressed to the nines in their uniforms, and I have to tell you, one of the most emotional parts, it gave me goosebumps, was when they all stood up when the family came in. You could have heard a pin drop in there. It was so quiet. The family, as you can imagine, was having a pretty tough time. They were strong, but very emotional. The mother needed help coming in because it's just got to be overwhelming to lose your child like that in such a senseless crime. And we're actually learning a little bit more about Officer Bolton's father as well. He passed away just 1 month ago. He, of course, followed in his father's footsteps to become a Marine. He served a tour of duty in Iraq before coming back here to his hometown, where he wanted to serve his hometown, his neighbors, his friends, and his family. That ultimately cut his life short. Now, in his family being here, Director Tony Armstrong spoke. He spoke directly to the family, thanking them for allowing Officer Bolton to become a part of the Memphis police family. You're seeing some video and hearing some music from the service right now. As you heard Director Armstrong say in that bite you played for us, Claudia, he said he was supposed to prepare a speech, but Officer Bolton deserved more than that. He said he wanted to deliver a message today instead of a speech in honor of Officer Bolton. Let's take a listen at that message.
We are not your enemy. We are not the enemy. When most people run away, we run too. When most people hide, we're right there for you to see. Regardless of the circumstances, we are right there.
We saw pictures from Officer Bolton when he was a little boy, when he was a Cub Scout, a football player. He played at White Station High School. We also saw pictures of him as a Marine in Iraq. And one thing Director Armstrong says is that the Marines tell him that when he was on watch in Iraq, they felt safe knowing they could sleep. And families here in Memphis should have also felt safe and at peace knowing that Officer Bolton was on patrol for them as well. We're going to check in with Stephanie Skurlock now, who's at the Veteran Cemetery where he was laid to rest just a little bit ago. All right, thank you so much, Stephanie. Thousands of people came out to show their respect here at Bellevue Baptist and also at the cemetery where Stephanie was, but many more gathered all along the procession route that started here at I-40 right beside the church. It went to 240 and then over to the Veteran Cemetery where we just checked in with Stephanie. Shay Arthur was there all along the way. And Shay, you captured some images that really took me by surprise. You sent them out, not by surprise, but it was a pleasant surprise to see how many families actually showed out with their flags in support of the fallen officer.
And yeah, Adam, that's right. Some very powerful images today.